Hello. Hello.
Hello.
Welcome to Get Real Estate with Liz and Marie. I'm Liz.
And I'm Marie.
And Marie's back home. How was your trip?
I am. Oh my gosh, it was amazing. The kids had a great time. We got to swim with dolphins and go to Xcaret and see the big show about the Mayan history. And it was so much fun.
That's awesome. Where were you again? Tell everybody.
Cancun. So we went to Dreams Natura, it's called. It's in Cancun. And it was a blast. It was just, and everyone was like, wait, you're from Phoenix. It's not cold in Phoenix, right? Like you're only supposed to go to Cancun if you're from somewhere cold.
In the winter. Yeah, but you know what? We don't have a beach here. At least not yet.
No, we played some beach volleyball. The kids got to make sandcastles. They even actually had a really cool Super Bowl party. They had all these TVs set up on the beach. You can reserve lounge chairs and those beds and all that kind of stuff. So it was pretty cool.
That's awesome. Well, good for you. Well, welcome back. And I shouldn't say all good things have to come to an end. It's just onward and upward to the next thing, the next opportunity and the next way to go, and just changing it up. So.
Yeah, no, it was a lot of fun. And the kids enjoyed it, especially, like I said, we swam with the dolphins, and that was a big deal.
Yeah.
So
my kids got to do that quite a few years ago down in Mexico too, when we were down in, where were we? Yeah. But it was fun. Yeah. Somewhere down there.
They got to kiss the dolphin and high five the dolphin and actually hold on to the fin and get a little ride from the dolphin.
That's fun. Did you do it too?
Yeah.
Oh, good. I didn't do it. I think it was cold when.
The water was a little chilly, but we made them do it anyway.
Yeah, I know. That's good. Good for you. Well, very good. So what do we got going on this week? I think we got a lot of stuff, so I don't want to cut you off.
Oh my gosh, I know. So, all right, let me put it up in front of my screen so I can look right at it. Okay. So the numbers I'm going to go over just from last week to this week, right? Because even though I was in my bathing suit last week, we still did our update. And I can't believe it. I mean, just from a week ago, the number of active listings right now is 4,540 residential listings in Maricopa County, which is down another 226 listings, which is crazy. Like, I don't know how many fewer we can get with this market. But it's amazing. So every single city that we, really prioritize in has gone down. Phoenix has gone down 69 listings, Scottsdale 22, Tempe 6, Chandler 5, and even Mesa 26 listings from last week. So 1 week ago.
I know. And so look at the title of the article. Will the Valley's housing market crash this year? ? I'm going to say, based on those numbers, how can it? But we'll still talk about that in a minute.
No, I know, right? It can. And even the price changing, the price changes has been very, very consistent. Days on market, even rentals. I mean, we've had a few more rentals recently, but it's crazy overall. So I was so intrigued to what's been going on in the market that I said, you know what, let me go back. We had done a live on November 16th. So that's pretty much exactly 3 months ago. And I said, let me look at these numbers from November 16th. As of November 16th, 2021, we had 7,319 active listings, which again, 20,000 is,
I know. I'm sure then we were shocked at that number.
we were shocked then. We're down to 45, 40. So even just from 3 months ago, we've gone down almost 2,800 listings across the county. So down 709 in Phoenix, 258 in Scottsdale, 84 in Tempe, 89 in Chandler, and 187 in Mesa. And it's just crazy. The price change is pretty consistent throughout all of the cities, I will say, except for Scottsdale. Scottsdale, we're up 522,000 since November. So I'm still not 100% sure what that price increase is all about, except to say that the influx of people that are looking for these second homes and transplants that we're getting are just willing to pay a little bit more money and be in, an upper class. Scottsdale has all the spas and the resorts and beautiful, beautiful place to live. So I can't blame anyone. But the fact that the price, has gone up $500,000 there and only $10,000 across Maricopa as a whole. So, yeah, I mean, I don't know. It's been crazy.
That is amazing. And I don't know. And we keep saying how much higher, but then in 3 months we're going to look at this again, and our jaws will drop, I'm sure, again.
Right? I mean, we were in shock as these numbers of just listings has gone down and down. And then, I mean, like you said, it kind of rolls straight into the first article that you found for
Mhm.
this week of, will the Valley's housing market crash this year?
I
And
know. I feel like we beat a dead horse because we talk about this almost every week. But the point is, the people that don't pay, well, they're not in this industry and they're just watching what's happening, and they have
Mhm.
PTSD maybe from what happened in 2008, 9, 10, with the Great Recession. Think, oh, this is, this bubble's going to burst and it's going to go away. That was driven by the mortgage industry. This is just simply supply and demand.
I know, and it's crazy. I mean, I love it. So number one, right, job growth in Metro Phoenix. So they say that 2 years ago, we were predicting 20,000 more jobs.
2 years ago, let's just think about that. That was 2020. That was the beginning of the pandemic.
And they were predicting 20,000 jobs, and now it's predicting over 100,000 jobs being created in Phoenix right now. So, I mean, it's just amazing to me that, and all these people are still coming in. We still have large groups of people coming in from California, Texas, Illinois, Washington State. I'm from New York, but we know a lot of the New Yorkers end up going down to the Carolinas and Florida. But from all over the country, people
they did talk about that in the article. They talk about the fact it is from all over. It seems to be just, and it's interesting how they get those numbers. The California, Texas, Illinois, it's usually the rental trucks one way, and where they're seeing the biggest influx of rentals coming, a rental truck coming one way or something. So you're still getting them all over.
It is. It's crazy. And again, we know that there's still new construction happening, but it just cannot keep up with the demand right now.
Yeah.
There's still shortages on appliances, other supply issues. We know windows, right? Doors, there's been wood, just everything.
Yeah. And I did see an article, lumber's coming down. So that's good. The labor shortages, though, is a problem. But you know what? I stuck in this article that I thought was so interesting because, again, and that's something we've talked about continuously, is the semiconductor plant being built by me. And there's a couple. There's one here and one out in East Mesa. But they are demanding so much concrete that nobody can get concrete. And I haven't found that out yet, but I think we will. But isn't that crazy?
I know.
I have to see what the square footage is, but the amount of concrete that those places are demanding is making the rest of us just doing any little jobs or building something normal. We can't get it.
Right. And I remember this even so when I was working from the engineering firm and we were doing a lot of work for the DOT, and the DOT was putting in the new 202 freeway, right? And all this construction. And so all of the labor, all of the supplies are going to these big, big jobs. And then, us pesky investors that want to build one or two houses, it's like you get the scraps of what's left over. Yeah. So it's so crazy. But with that being said, the supply and demand, like you said, Liz, it's just the market's not going to crash. People, at least not here in Phoenix, right? I can't talk about the rest of the country. But, they're saying even the new builds were taking 5 to 6 months a couple of years ago, and now 9 months post pandemic. And I think that's going to continue to take a little bit longer. So,
yeah, that's true. Very true. So
what do we
get next one? When you can find a house, where do you want to live in Metro Phoenix?
Yes.
And again, this is Metro Phoenix, not some of the outlying cities. So,
yeah. So I think, what I liked about this article, just looking at the Cliff Notes version, is, they break it down based on who you are and where you are in life and maybe kind of what you're looking for, right? Yeah. So, raising a family versus luxury living versus being a young professional or working from home. So they had a couple of things in here that's kind of cool. So,
yeah. So like North Central Phoenix, you and I have done homes in that area. And that's, close to a lot of of fun things to do. There's hiking, some of the natural, not natural, what am I saying? The preserves that are up there. And, some of the older homes can be in that north central area. So they can have a lot of character to them and be on some big lots. So that's nice.
Yeah, and they say, so yeah, for raising families, North Central Phoenix is the number one area. I thought number two is working from home. I thought this was kind of interesting. So uptown and down, I mean, I guess I shouldn't say interesting, right? You'd want to be maybe, I would think uptown and downtown, though, you're close to offices, but
Yeah.
it gives you the flexibility of working from home.
I don't know. They've done so much to the downtown Phoenix area and to that whole Roosevelt Row and just so many things that they've built so much down there that it's kind of a fun place to live and vibe in. So I think, yeah, just if you can work from home, that people want to be down in that area, but that can also go if you work in that area and you just want to live down there and you want to walk to work or be able to get to work quickly. There's just some fun areas to live down there.
Yeah.
So I think it's cool. I think there's probably, I don't know how many, because in this article or one of the articles, it talks a lot about renters again, going back to rentals. And so I don't know how much uptown and downtown has for purchasing condos and townhomes and things like that as just a fun place to go and be able to rent though. So, it could have been in there.
Yeah. Yeah, well, this doesn't necessarily say that this is just for home ownership. It just is talking about the 5 best places to live. So some of these areas, definitely going to be more suited for renters, I think. I mean, but luxury living, we know that area. Paradise
That's
Valley.
where all the sports stars and the rock stars and all those people live. But that is some beautiful area. That's Camelback Mountain. That's living on the mountains. That's Mummy Mountain. That's just stunning areas. There's a lot of older homes in that area too. There can be, but just large lots, ranch style, beautiful, beautiful area to live, but very pricey.
Yeah. Well, and you have a little bit of seclusion over there in some of those neighborhoods too, which is nice.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. And then again, you and I have both done houses in this next area in Arcadia Light and in South Scottsdale, and we both love it there.
Yeah. Young professionals, right? Why not? I mean, both of those areas, like I think, and we're kind of touching on this too, but there's just so many restaurants, bars, gyms, places to go. It's just a good social life. And for young professionals, that's really what they're looking for. So
yeah, and we have some friends doing homes down in that area too. That's those farm country style homes, the ranch, and then, there's the parks, there's biking along the canals. There's all kinds of things. When we were at Rochelle's house last week on our weekly huddle, that's a beautiful lot that they have. Those are big lots down there. And it's just, a couple blocks away from where I had just done 2 homes that are on much smaller lots, which I didn't realize. But there's some hidden areas down there that are just phenomenal. And that's a little bit more of the Arcadia Light area. And then you've done homes down in South Scottsdale. And that's just, you can't beat Scottsdale.
Yeah, I mean, there's everything you need is right there. Well, and sticking to Scottsdale, right? For if you're looking for a second home, North Scottsdale is the number one place. It says for those travel magazine experiences.
Yeah. But that's why I think your number up above is $500,000 different, because that is not a cheap place, whether you're going to have your home, your own home or a second home. It's just pricey. But those North Scottsdale houses, those definitely draw up those price ranges.
Yeah, well, and everything. The shopping centers are brand new, beautiful. I mean, people would ask me, why did I move here from New York? I'm like, just go to your local shopping plaza. Look at what it looks like in New York and look at what it looks like here. It's beautiful, right?
Yeah.
They're just fancy and high class, and you really got everything you need. So.
No, that's exactly. And this time of year, again, it's our time to shine. It's eating outside. It's having that whole, it's 81. I don't think today's in the 70s, but it's been in the low 80s for the last week and a half. So
yes. Well, and going with, world-class experiences lead us into our next article of what do we normally have coming up in March every year?
I know. And in fact, they would be arriving tomorrow. Pitchers and catchers would have to start arriving tomorrow on February 16th. And right now they are still on a lockout.
Yes. So spring training, folks, is questionable this year on what's going on, which is fine if you don't like baseball. But for everyone who lives in the Valley and is used to being able to go to those games and get those $10 lawn seats, it's kind of depressing. And especially, like you said earlier, Liz, when we were chatting, it's now going to be like the third year in a row, right? Because we literally got shut down mid 2020.
Oh, I will never forget. I was at a restaurant with a realtor friend of mine in Old Town Scottsdale eating 2 years ago in February 2020. People are walking around. It still was normal. A few people with masks and stuff. And literally it was like 2 days later is when they shut the world down. And it was just like everybody was gone. No restaurants, nothing. It's crazy.
Yes. Well,
last year
we were out at
St.
Patty's Day, and like St. Patty's Day was the day they were like, boom, everything's closed. It was crazy.
Yeah, because you and I celebrated that day.
Yeah, that's St. Patty's Day in March.
Yeah,
so
that is so funny. Yeah, and then last year, just the restrictions that there were severely limited, the capacity that we could have, and the crowds. And so the economic impact is what's hurting these business owners, because they just thrive on, the spring training. And so to have it shut down 2 years ago, then last year be so impacted. And so this year now a lockout, it's kind of crazy that it's 3 years in a row.
I know, because we have to remember, right? Like you're saying, it's the economic impact to everything, to the industries, the restaurants, the workers of the facilities, like all that kind of stuff. Like those people are really just out of work right now.
Yeah. Well, and then you have the resorts and the Airbnb, all the vacation homes, like what, I'm sure that they're still getting booked, but yeah, it's just strange. And like you say, whether you like baseball or not, I don't care. They are freaking fun things to go to sit.
Yes.
You're just like almost on the field with the players, getting to see stuff. It's a fun atmosphere. And so,
yeah,
something that you should experience. I didn't realize too. So half the teams are here in Phoenix, because they used to be down in Tucson too now, and everybody's in Phoenix. And literally 15 teams here and 15 teams in Florida.
Yep.
And so
in that Tampa area. Yep.
Yeah. And so it's a fun thing to do. So we'll see. Fingers crossed.
I know. So what's going on with the local fun news?
I know. I did get to go out to the Phoenix Waste Management Open last Friday. I had a ball. A friend of mine had some seats out at the 18th hole. We got VIP parking and got to go in and all you can eat and drink and cigar. I mean, there's a gal passing or selling cigars there. That. How much do I love that? It was just so fun. Great atmosphere. Again, beautiful, beautiful weather. Just fun to be at. But the 16th hole we talked about last week is the hole.
It's the party hole.
Yeah, it's the party hole. And that is very rare and it's the only tournament like that happens in the world. But it's out there and it is the party hole. And this year on Saturday, Sam Ryder made a hole-in-one on the 16th hole. If you have not seen the video, you absolutely have to watch the video because the crowd went crazy. And they had every right to. Every right to. See that
on the screen. I want to know if you saw the hole-in-one, if you saw the replay, or if you saw it actually happen live, because I'm kind of upset now that I wasn't there.
Oh, yeah. And it was just, you were just soaked in beer and water. And just because people were just going crazy. It's like having champagne and just spraying it everywhere. It was fun. I said, I think from the 16th hole to the 18th hole, you could probably hear them yelling. I wasn't there, but it was crazy.
Oh, so, I'm sure.
Yeah. So a great opportunity if you ever get an opportunity to go out there, and especially if somebody offers you free tickets, you go, because it's just a fun place to be. A lot of people watching out there too.
Yes.
So, all right.
So we've kept in here our update as far as what's going on with the local events. So Liz, tell us where we're at.
I know. I just realized, because I see it after, I got to take out the Waste Management and the Coors Light Bird's Nest concert, but we are at the Renaissance Festival. It's still happening, Far East Mesa. Super fun. That might be, if you've never taken your kids out there, that could be something that
Yeah, we should check that out.
that could be fun for them. And then, of course, spring training is supposed to start. They have not officially called it yet, or it's not happening. So we're going to keep our fingers crossed that it still is. NASCAR will be coming in the middle of March. And then, like, you know, you and I have talked about this, Luke Days would be fun to go out there and watch the jets fly over. But then again, if nothing else, the weather is just so perfect. It's great for hiking. It's great for biking, eating outside, just enjoying some great times out here. So do it before we do get really hot.
Yeah, and I don't know if you even heard about it, but literally 2 weeks ago, right before I left for Cancun that Saturday, there's a local place over here that they had something called Transportation Day. It's at where my kids used to go to preschool, actually. It's at a church. And they get local fire department, garbage trucks, school buses. They have some planes fly over, a helicopter land on site, and the kids can go in the helicopter. EMS trucks, every type of police cruiser, everything out there. And I mean, Transportation Day is probably the worst name for this event because it doesn't sound like anything fun or exciting. The kids love it. And they literally have every form of transportation that you could imagine. They had a moving truck. The kids were loving running in and out of the moving truck. That was like the highlight of the day.
I have to tell you a quick story about that because they had a version of that at one of my kids' preschool years ago. Yeah. And they had a guy bring a horse and buggy. Well, you know, the horse and the trailer. And I think he had 2 horses up there, 2 or 4. And then he had the trailer and he'd ride the kids around the parking lot. And there was a motorcycle that started up and backfired and spooked the horses. And they took up on a dead run in the middle of all these people. I'm surprised nobody got hurt. Nobody got killed. It was crazy. Everybody was all shooken up. That was the end of the horse-drawn carriage.
Well, they did when they had a couple of pilots fly by, and that's what made me, when we were talking about the Luke Days right now, that's actually what made me remember it, was because they did have some
that's cool.
Like prop planes or fighter planes, something fly by pretty low. And I remember that when they went by, and again, when the helicopter took off, the same thing, they had a pony ride and the ponies got spooked, but they were stuck to the thing. So they just went really fast around the circle.
You know, I don't know that ever came back. I still can see the whole thing because there was a stroller that got taken out. Thank God the kid wasn't in it. I mean, everybody was just so freaked out. So we've moved on from horse and buggies, but they are still super important and they still get us around. So that's funny. Well,
all right. Well, if anybody saw the hole-in-one, leave us a comment. Otherwise, I'm going to go watch the video right after we get off here. So
okay, good. And as always, Liz and Marie are buying houses, helping people out, doing whatever we can.
Yes, we are.
Let us know.
So check us out at lizandmarie.com/save now.
Yep. Okay. Right. Peace and love. Yeah, love from yesterday. Happy belated Valentine's Day.
I know. Hope everybody had a great Valentine's Day.
Yeah, I got a new washer and dryer out of it.
I know. Congratulations.
I know.
Great gift.
All right. Peace and love. I'll talk to you later. Bye.
See you next week, everybody.